Hi there, What's Talking is Street Talk Online with your host Terjong for this week's episode. So, recently the NDP Executive Committee announced on Facebook that they are considering letting people opt out of the NDP Fun Pack for this year. This happens after a recent petition on change.org, where as of 24th of May, over 80,000 signatures were collected. So reasons for this ranges from the loss in economic activity, wastage of resources, and just generally saving the environment. So NDP 2020 will be live streamed into every home with new interactive elements for Singaporeans to participate virtually with their families. So there'll be a parade with about 200 people at the Padang and an evening segment at the Star Theatre with 80 to 100 people. No live audiences will be expected for now. So besides that, 1.2 million fun packs will be distributed to every household in Singapore with items such as pledge cards and torch filters to encourage participation. So parade segments such as the fireworks display will take place in the various heartland locations. So in this episode, we find out about how people feel about this year's NDP celebrations, which includes various online activities and parades conducted in heartland areas. So let's go online! Woo! How do you feel about how NDP is being celebrated this year, and why?
I think it's going to be refreshing. From what I heard, there will be lesser people involved. I feel paranoid at crowds, so I think it's great to not have something that will, invite crowds and all that.
Celebrating from within the heartland, I think that's a very special thing and very common now. So yeah, I actually quite like the way that it's happening this year.
Having gathering about 200 people, 200 or over people to have an NDP this year, you are not actually helping the situation to get better. In fact, you are actually making it worse because you yourself have set a circuit breaker for us Singaporeans, and then having NDP this year, I think it doesn't make any difference if you were to held it. So I rather not have it, and I don't think it's relevant enough for us to have NDP 2020.
What will you miss most from this year's NDP?
The thing that I will miss the most about this year's NDP is probably to see the fireworks and to be on the ground with the rest of the other Singaporeans at the Padang itself to celebrate, to commemorate the Singapore's independence. Yeah, the joy wouldn't be the same compared to online sessions and yeah.
I will miss the atmosphere, I feel, because I've been to NDP celebration before, and I think I like when the crowd also cheer for it, and of course the fireworks and everything and what's not, but having it via Zoom call, I think a bit so different, and that's why I think that they shouldn't continue with the NDP 2020 live, even though I think I miss it, because the safety of our people in Singapore or anywhere, it's the most priority to me right now.
Do you want to receive a fun pack? Why?
I actually was one of the people who opted out of the fun pack because I saw the petition going around. A few things were in my mind when I read it. I saw I think the photos they put there were some snacks, right? I don't mind the snacks. I don't need I don't need a bag. I don't need the things that that is disposable, and I prefer to opt out of it. And I would prefer people to opt out of it because I think it's just a sentimental value. I just don't think it's a priority at the moment given the current situation.
I personally feel that not receiving the fun pack this year wouldn't be much of an issue but I would understand the other Singaporeans' point of view it might be a tradition to receive it every year. Yeah, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I don't think it's a necessity You can use it to spend on something else.
I would like to receive it. I wouldn't mind. I understand why there are people who do not want to receive it, but I also believe when it comes to National Day itself, the fun fact is one of the things most people look forward to. I think that's what National Day is, and I wouldn't mind having a community day instead of a fun fact.
I would not like to receive a fun fact. I'm for this petition because Singapore government is currently giving out a lot of support, eating in our reserves, eating at our CPFs and tax monies, etc. So I definitely support this movement to remove fun packs.
If not a fun pack, what will you want to receive this year?
I think with technology, an e-version of everything that's in the fun pack can be given out, like a QR code where you scan for the coupons. I mean, a lot of older people, even myself, I'm quite auntie, but I like the coupons. So, it's all about the discount. And I wouldn't mind receiving an e-version of it. And I think what we can do is also, if we want to give back, I think each neighborhood should have like a community day where we just come along in the neighborhood to like donate stuff to the elderly and to anyone who needs it. So I think that's something we can do because it's all about the kampong spirit, So
Other than giving out fun packs, right? I personally feel that they can like give out hampers or vouchers to like help them in their daily needs or necessity lah. And at the same time itself, they can give like a small booklet to like reminisce each years of Singapore's NDP celebration lah, and like probably like a small Singapore flag, just to like relive the Singapore spirit in a way lah.
So maybe we can get a poll. So every household can choose 3 different gift baskets. Let's say basket A is for a family with young children, so they can choose baby powder, diapers. Set B, a middle-aged family with teens, regular necessities such as rice, toilet paper, shampoo, canned food maybe. And then for the older folks, health supplements. I know that's not a necessity, but it is a nice to have for those who are of an older generation.
So to conclude, it seems that everyone is quite receptive to the new format of NDP this year. And although the coronavirus has affected some of our norms, the kampong spirit amongst us Singaporeans remain undeterred. And although many have opted out of the fun packs this year, they are aware of the sentimental value that it brings and how there are other creative alternatives such as virtual fun packs and e-vouchers to commemorate NDP 2020. So what do you think about this year's NDP and what would you like in your fun pack this year? Let us know in the comments down below. Please like, subscribe and comment on this video and see you next week. Bye bye!